What is up, veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to yet again another movie review, a part of VTR's Creepy Frights. And today we are reviewing All Hallows Eve 2. We reviewed the other one a little bit ago, and now we're going to review the second one. So going into this, I had very low expectations. I wasn't the biggest on the first one. It had some alright moments, but I wasn't all for it. This one, well, first off, what is this movie? Let me read the synopsis. I'm going to try to start doing that from now on. A woman finds a VHS tape that shows a series of gruesome tales. It's literally all it says. That's all the whole synopsis on Rotten Tomatoes. So going into this, I had very low expectations. Really expected it to be pretty bad, especially with it being a sequel to something that already wasn't that good. But this one surprised me a bit. It started off with exactly the garbage I thought I was expecting. Like, it's really bad acting, and just everything I was expecting from this movie. It was just bad acting, and that's exactly what I was getting. So, okay, I'm in for another crappy movie. The movie keeps going, and the anthology part of it starts to come in, because it's got the same similar setup with the person from the VHS tape, and it's a bunch of stories. It's got a similar setup to that, except it's just not done as interestingly as it was in the first film, even though like that was still kind of but it was actually more interesting there than it is here. Now, with that being said, though, all the short films here, this movie feels like a bunch of short films put together. Now, I think that's what they were going for. They don't feel like they're loosely connected or anything, or anything like that. They don't feel loosely connected at all, because like with the other ones, you saw Art in a lot of that. Art the Clown, but this one, it's just not good. Well, no, the short films by themselves, most of them are actually pretty good. So this is a different anthology film. There's a bunch of short films. It's not just like 3 or 4 like you normally get in an anthology. There's like a bunch. I don't remember how many there were specifically, but there was a bunch in here, and most of them are actually fairly decent little horror stories. When you try to stitch them all together with this framing device, it does not work. Like that, them trying to put them all together like that was really. I felt like this is maybe a bunch of people made. It's like, hey, we need a bunch of those. For an anthology movie, we need a bunch of little horror stories. People go make some, or can we buy your thing to show in our movie, or whatever. It feels like that, and it's not executed very well. It's kind of just a... But with that being said, the short films themselves, a lot of them actually have some good effects in them, some actually tense scares, and so it's actually a little more interesting the way this film goes about. Which I like the way this film does what it does for the most part. Even though, like, the fact is, I don't feel like I'm judging a movie. I feel like I'm judging a bunch of shorts. Which I guess kind of what it's going for, but at the same time, a lot of anthology movies, you can still judge it as a movie. Like the Creepshow movies, I've watched those and everything. I didn't review them, but I've watched them. Maybe I should tackle those on the channel sometime. But those movies do it pretty well with the anthology thing, and it still feel like a complete film. This one just feels like I'm watching a bunch of shorts jam-piled and tried to be stitched together with this framing device with the VHS tape and this new pumpkin killer dude, which it does not leave a good impact like Art does. And obviously you see that because Art the Clown got his own movie with Terrifier, but this movie, I could tell what they wanted to do, but also I felt like it was very lazily slopped together. Now, like I said, the short films themselves are all of them are pretty much good. Some of them are better than others. I'm not going to go into each one individually. Some of them have good acting, some of them have some bad acting, some of them have some good effects, some of them have bad effects. But for the most part, do I recommend this movie? For the shorts themselves, yeah, I feel like it's a fine watch. I actually don't hate this movie. I think it does a lot of things right and a lot of things fun. I feel like it does a lot of interesting things, to be honest. But what I don't know what else to really think about the movie. It's got a lot of weirdness, and it's a really weird movie to review. Personally, I'm going to be nice to it because of the how much I liked a bunch of the shorts that are in the short films that were in this thing. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and be just nice and give it a 3 out of 5. I feel like that's all right there. I feel like that's a good middle ground for those alone. But if I'm trying to judge on it's not. I can't necessarily say it's a good movie because the way the framing device and all that, it's done weirdly, and a lot of this stuff feels like you should just watch these by themselves, not in this giant compilation that tries to be a movie, which doesn't feel like you're watching a movie, if that makes sense. It's interesting what they go for, but the way it's executed and the way this does not feel... When the credits start rolling, there's like 15 minutes of credits of this, because there's like individual credits for each short. And then they have like their own little title cards and everything. So I'm like... I feel like these shorts were made beforehand and then just stitched together into a movie. I don't know if that's the case. I'm not going to pretend like I know that's what happened. It feels like that. If that's what happened, is what happened, that's great. No, not great. If it is what I don't know. What do you guys think of this movie? Do you guys like it? I don't know what else really to say about it. Like I said, I gave it 3 out of 5. Critics, there's no critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes. There are 2 reviews. Let's look at those. One's negative, one's positive. There's only 2. And there's a 16 from audiences. So, it's a mixed bag. I'd recommend it for the shorts. I really can't recommend it as a movie, but it's hard. It's a weird watch, but I'd love to know what you guys think of this movie. Do you think it's a good film? Do you think it works? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments, because I have no idea what to think about this movie. It's all over the place, and it doesn't even feel like I'm watching a movie half the time. But, I guess I've been saying the wrong turn. Final movie review is going to be coming soon. Sorry, I just really wanted to get this out of the way because I know Terrifier 2 is coming out soon. And I kind of want to jump into this is part of that franchise, technically, I guess. I'm going to be reviewing Terrifier soon, so keep an eye out for that review. And then, obviously, I'm going to go see Terrifier 2 because actually my theater is actually showing Terrifier 2. But, whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!